And we are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
Okay. That was different. That's it.
That's it. Plain and simple. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. And as you know, Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys. How is everyone out there doing this evening on this wonderful Wednesday? And I hope the weather has been nice. You all, if you've been able to get out and fly your drones, please tell me how the weather is where you are, and if you've been able to get out and fly your drones. Put it in the chat. Let us know. How are you doing, Lawrence, on this wonderful Wednesday, on Wednesday night with those guys?
I'm good, man. It's Wednesday. The weather is kind of nice.
Yeah,
I actually got to go outside without a hat on yesterday. You know, you didn't notice when I walked in, I didn't have a hat on yesterday.
Yeah, I always keep my hat.
No, I have it in my pocket, but it was so warm. It was so warm.
Yeah, because I sometimes I'm in the car and I start peeling stuff off.
Well, on mass transit, sometimes you have to. So yeah, I am good though. What's up with you?
Well, I'm doing all right. You know what I mean? I can't complain too much. I mean, I can complain.
How's the arm turning out?
I don't know, man. They got me taped up for a therapy to say it's supposed to help support but I think it's a crock of crap. You know what I mean? You know, it kind of want to feel good, but it doesn't work. You know what I mean, kind of thing.
Yeah. I hear you.
This stuff is funny because you could actually shower with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was wondering about that. SJM that says that he flew the Neo, or should I say, flew itself.
Okay. No, doesn't that thing have a controller?
No.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
There's a controller for it, but it doesn't come. The Neo comes by itself.
Yeah, you can get
and
a controller.
Everything you do, I think you can use the app through your phone.
You can do that, but you can also use that vaccine controller.
Oh yeah, the RCN one.
Yeah.
Or -2, whatever it is.
Yeah. What are they up to now? 6?
Who knows? I think they're up to about 2 or 3.
Okay. Something like that.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, something like that. Somewhere. I see I'm disappearing off of here. This light,
yeah, because
isn't it up my face?
Your funny background.
Warm this up. There, that's better. Wait, that's off.
That's what it is. Mm-hmm.
That's
what it is. Yeah,
there we go. Warm, a little warm.
Warm.
You know, the light in my face, because I had it on fluorescent. When I work on stuff, I put it on fluorescent.
I got you.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. What's up? What's going on?
I already welcomed them, but you're standing in front of the racetrack. What's going on at the track?
There's casinos there too, you know. That Resort World.
Oh.
Have you been to the casino here?
I've been to the place, but I don't go there. I don't go there to gamble. I actually went to what was it, a restaurant in the place, and let's not talk about it.
Steve says with the phone. SJM says with the phone and the RC2 or the FPV 3 controller. and the vaccine controller and the Motion 3. Okay.
See,
so you can fly it with the little stick. You can fly it with your phone or the RC2.
Yeah, see? I told you.
Urban Legend, welcome.
See? But there will be no controller, no RC Pro working with that.
Yeah, I know. The
Yeah,
RC Pros on that controller, the manly controller.
So even if they come out with a new one,
pick it up. You just want to grunt like a caveman. You know, I'm serious.
So even when they come out with a new one, it won't be backdated to work with those drones either.
Yeah, I know. But none of them. Unless what?
So there's some finagling because it'll only be a half of operating system, right?
Yeah, right. And to give something that takes something away.
Yeah. I don't know. What do I know? I don't work there. You work there?
No, just like well, just like I don't know what they're going to come out with DJI.
Yeah.
Steve says he has loads of drones, but the Neo is a good value fun drone. If you want to get interested in drones, yeah.
No, I bet it is. Seriously. All of those little things that you could play with all the time, like I tell you, the little things you
Raymond says you're fuzzy, Herman.
Who?
Raymond says you're fuzzy.
What, that focus breathing?
Like I was saying, it looks muddy. You look a little muddy.
I'm sorry. I did shower.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What's going on? Yeah.
We may be experiencing technical difficulties tonight, so please stand by. No, it cleared up some. It did clear up some. I don't know what it was.
What, the camera?
It was the radiation from your computer over there with all the lights interfering with your camera, huh?
That's nothing.
No, it looks, believe it or not, honestly, it looks like your camera is running 480p.
Who?
I don't know what that is, what it's about. I'm looking at the live stream on.
Yeah.
I just refreshed the page of the live stream.
I don't know what's going on with what you're talking about. There's nothing wrong with the camera.
Hey, Marcel, I got a segment for you later on, for you FPV heads later on. In a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, now you're clear. Right there, you're good. Whatever that was, whatever you did, it worked.
That's strange.
Okay. All right.
I didn't really do anything.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, I'm going to do my best to every week try to have something in the world of FPV on the live stream. I mean, I fly FPV. We don't talk FPV, and there are FPV pilots that come here. But I got something interesting. What about now, guys? Put a 1 in the room if Herman's camera is clean now. Yes, see, Urban Legend says that's a lot better too.
Well, here's the thing on this.
Yeah.
Right about now, right? According to what I see about 13 people in the who are watching. So
okay.
Let's do a roll call. Let's see who's in the house with us today.
Oh, you want to blow some people up? Okay.
No, not really. But I mean,
I
I
know,
was
not
trying.
literally,
I mean,
but not
yeah,
literally.
I
You
mean, I
are
was thinking about it. I mean, it could be an idea. I mean, what
a
you think?
weekly roll call. Yeah, come on. I'm ready.
Let's do our roll call. Let's see who's in the house with us tonight. Mark. Come on.
All right, let's see. All right, give a shout out. I'm going to start from the bottom up and go to the top. Give a shout out to Off Axis Marcel. Big shout out to you up in Canada. Wait a minute. Yes, we did. Welcome. That's my first time. Maybe something might be in your name. Shout out to you. SJM Steve, all the way across the pond in the UK, drones and media. Shout out to you. Recovery One Draymond. Don't forget to check out his live stream on Sundays. I think it's Sunday or every other Sunday. Clarify that, Dre. Shout out to Urban Legend RC. Welcome. Thanks for coming back here. Take off, lift, and land. Peace, brother. How are you? That's our boy Eldon from the Bronx, Louisiana. Helicam. Another one. I've seen these. I'm starting to see these names more and more now. Weekly. Thanks. Shout out to Drone Days. What's going on? Hope all is well with you. John Olson from Long Island, New York. Shout out to you. Hope everything's good. Which, by the way, he's a great craftsman. CT Pirate from Connecticut, across the Long Island town from us. A shout out to CT Pirate. Coast to Coast. Drones. Bill, how are you? Listening in the background. The one and only Frank Rizzo, shout out to you, sir. And with that, we are done. And Gary, who says he will not be here tonight, shout out to Brant Ariels. He has work. That's it, bro. That's it. Unless I got to the bottom, yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That was a lot of dynamite.
Yeah, and Jody.
Yeah. Oh, I got Frank Rizzo. I got him from the top. I went to the top. I got him. Shout out to Jody and Frank Rizzo. Drone shots.
Yeah, but there's a whole lot of things that have happened and has happened and is happening and is keep on happening in the drone world. But this is where we talk about it all in the drone world. But
we try to
a little bit.
we don't just in other words, we don't just talk DJI stuff. We try to talk a little bit.
Oh, we talk a lot of DJI stuff. Let's not fake.
Oh yeah, well anything we can, but we talk DJI and some.
We talk more DJI drones than a little bit. That's not even.
I'm a fanboy.
I'm not a fanboy. I just listen. I drive the car.
I'm a fanboy. To hell with that.
I drive the car that stays on the road.
And I hope one of them hear me and let me test out something one day. I will damn sure do it.
I drive the car that stays on the road.
Okay, I hear
That's
you.
all I'm gonna say.
Yes, Marcel, that's drone shots.
Oh yeah. I watched that Drone U video about the thing with the insurance. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't that they will eliminate insurance. This guy who I don't know how he got his insurance, the guy who actually had that message that they played. They play that message that they receive on the stream, or not on the show that they have, that's pre-recorded and everything like that. It's not live. So they I don't know if that a live show that they do that's pre-recorded. I watched it. I don't know what they do, but anyway. However, the guy that sounds like he called in to ask the question, or he records his question, and they play it back. He was trying to get insurance from whatever company that he gets insurance from.
Okay, I'm with you.
To try to do some event or whatever. So I don't know how he they never explained, or it never said how he gets his insurance. If it's like how people do with what's this? Gosh. what's the insurance company everybody's insuring their drones with? Their
State Farm?
State Farm.
Yeah, State
Everybody
Farm.
personal property,
was,
right? Right, their
yeah,
personal property insurance was State Farm.
right.
Now you can't get personal property insurance from State Farm and then try to call State Farm up to try to get a policy that or something that for you to fly that drone
They don't
over
handle that.
farm, right? They don't handle that. That's your personal
Right.
property insurance. But now if you have insurance that for like any for your drone for business wise,
Yeah.
well, whatever the venue asks you to have is the amount of dollar value you have to have in coverage for that said event. So if they ask you for $1 million worth of coverage or $2 million worth of coverage, whatever,
you have to be covered.
You got to have a policy that says that in the policy. So if you got a personal property insurance, I think that's what was happening with the guy. I'm not sure because they never.
To me, that's well,
right.
To converse about what I lost it for a second. To finish what you were saying. That's what I understood it as, and my policy, the person I deal with my policy through State Farm told me specifically. She said, "You do not use these drones for work, do you?" And I said, "No, I'm just a hobbyist, and I'd like to insure my stuff in case the warranty runs out and it drops from the sky."
Mm-hmm.
And she told me that's good because under that personal, what is it? That personal items policy that they have. Yeah. Yes, if you are using it for work, they will not cut you a check.
Right. So you have to have, if it's being used for business, a policy that covers you for X amount of dollars. And, and all you have to do is present that certificate. It should be enough for whatever you're doing for the job. He shouldn't have had to go to his insurance company to ask that. You know what I mean? So that's why I said, I don't know what that whole thing was. And I don't see that happening because in the world of where things can go wrong, somebody's got to be held responsible. And you don't want to have that problem. So insurance will always be here in the good old US of A.
Right, but why did they try and make it seem like that they were getting rid of insurance policy? That's why I got lost in the story.
No, I think his insurance company was probably going to cancel his ass for trying to do that.
Okay.
Property insurance. That's why I said that's what it seemed like.
Okay. Eldon says, I use Skywatch for events. Is that one of those apps? Hey, Jackson RC. Is that one of those apps, Eldon, that you can get insurance on the spot? Because if it is, that's something new. That may work for, I guess, for starters. But after a while, we came to find out in with those guys that they're like, you can't even think about using those. You gotta have.
They want you to have it at the policies I've seen is at least 6 months.
Yeah. They want you to have the policy at least that long. What's up? Evening from Looney Tunes, Maryland. You better watch it. It's contagious down there, Chris.
But you know what, Lawrence? Did you see that thing with the Mimo app? The update to version 2.2.2.1. Yeah. They doing some updates on that thing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You had skipped out for a millisecond there. You skipped out for a millisecond.
I'm sorry. They had some enhanced tracking with that joint now and some pro colors. So I don't know. It's a lot going on because they got some filters going on for the when on that Mimo app for the Osmo Pocket as well as the the Osmo Action Pro 5 Pro.
Okay.
Yeah, so you gotta, check it out for yourself. If you got
I
that
have
any
not
yeah,
used that
update,
app. I
the
use
Mimo
it.
app.
If you remember, we used the early version of the Mimo app when they came out with the
Uh-huh.
first Osmo. Remember, you had to
Yeah,
use the Mimo app to link it.
I was looking at the Mimo app the other day. You got to do some. You got to go back into the what you call it, the download center, and
Yeah.
update it and all of those, like that.
Okay.
Or
Because
download the new version of
last time I saw the Mimo app, I wasn't happy with it.
it. NJ,
Hey, Angie, what's up?
what's going on? Yeah. So, Lawrence, what I wanted to ask you, right? Because I hear things are going big, and I'd like to know what the hell is going on with Transportation Canada.
And where?
Transportation Canada.
Oh, okay. What's going on? What's going on in Canada? Eh?
I'm asking you.
You're asking me what's going on with Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I, I'm lost here.
Wow. You were telling me about some rules in Canada, and
Oh,
you are lost.
that's what you're talking about. I'm okay. Yes. For those of
I
you,
mean, if you even checked out the show
did I?
lineup, you wouldn't be lost.
I I did.
Yeah, okay.
I did check it
Mhm.
out. I didn't have.
What's going
I
on?
did
Well,
not
what's
have
going
that.
on with Transportation Canada, Lawrence? Because you the one that brought it to my attention, so
Okay.
I'm going to
Yes,
know
I
what's
did
going
bring it up to your attention. Um, Gary had sent me. Hold on. Let me pull it up. I did not have it loaded. Okay. That's my bad. Okay. Gary had sent me a page of
on. Uh-huh.
what it takes for you to fly in Canada. And if you
Really?
guys think that you have it bad here in the United States, it's nowhere near that in Canada. You guys, hey, I would want to know. I would actually want to go to Canada to fly.
Really?
Yeah, you need it. It's pretty close to the same as ours. You need your pilot's license with a drone that weighs 250 grams and up, or 25 kilograms. That's
Mm-hmm.
where us here, we can fly stuff under 250 grams.
Mm-hmm.
The drone must always carry a valid a valid drone pilot certificate while operating their drone. Now, my question is, do you have to register all of that stuff? And from what I understand, you do not have to register all of your drones in Canada. Maybe Jim's droning or someone can correct me with that. But to say you can fly at night, huh?
At night? At
You
night?
can fly at night in Canada as long as it's
Okay.
below 400 feet or 122 meters, away from bystanders, a minimum horizontal distance of 30 meters for basic
Mm-hmm.
operations. So that means if you cut 30 meters and a half, roughly around 15 feet, you have to stay away from people
So
horizontally.
basically,
You couldn't take
so
off in a park like we do here.
why? It depends on how
Um,
much people.
yeah,
50,
exactly. But
well,
like New
15
York, there's
feet
always
is
somebody.
relatively. Hold on, 15 feet is like 3 of the box squares there on the New York City street.
Huh. Now this is where they need to initiate this here in the United States, and I'm 100% behind this. Penalties, fines for
Mm-hmm.
individuals, up to
Right.
$1,000 for flying without a drone
Whoa,
pilot certificate,
whoa!
up
That's
to
a
a
new drone.
thousand dollars for flying unregistered or unmarked drones per drone,
How
up to
much?
1,000, huh?
How much?
$1,000.
$1,000?
$1,000 for flying without your certificate. $1,000 for flying unregistered or unmarked drones per drone. So, well, I know you can only fly one at a time, but up to $1,000 for flying where you are not allowed. $1,000.
Now
And
you see
up
what's
to
funny about that?
huh?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine taking the wrong drone out and end up paying $3,000 for the flight?
Yo, hold on. Not done yet.
I'm telling that cop at that point, I'll bring it down when the battery is done.
Right, you're gonna give me. I'm gonna have to pay a fine anyway. You might as well wait here until I finish the flight.
I'll get a picture of this too.
But here's another one. Penalties for up to $3,000 for putting aircraft and people at risk. Now that's for an individual. They have corporate fines also. If you are corporate, yes, aircraft and people at risk. You know, like
which
that dude
aircraft? When I'm flying,
right, like the dummy that hit the helicopter and the one that hit the pooper scooper or whatever.
I got all of that, but what other way can I put my aircraft into danger but hitting what? Like somebody else's property? Like, I mean, because I'm curious to know
aircraft and people at risk. That's all it says.
At the same time, I got you. Okay.
But let me finish this real quick. If you're a corporate, you have your business and you're flying your LLC, whatever. If you're fines for corporation, up to $5,000 for flying without your drone certificate, $5,000 for unregistered or unmarked drones, $5,000 for flying where you're not supposed to be flying, say a football game with a TFR, $15,000 for putting aircraft and people at risk. That's it. That's a lot, right? That's a lot.
Wow. Got it.
What? I seriously believe if they initiated that here in the United States, a lot less people would be hitting helicopters and scooper planes during fires and things like that. Under 250 rule. Under 250 rule. Don't be stupid. Yeah. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
If you think you got it hard here, even though it's a little easier to fly in Canada, you could wind up paying a fine. Here, you may get a slap on the hand. I don't know. I'm waiting for. Well, they did find the FAA did find that guy that hit the plane, right? Yeah. $183,000.
Fine. That dude's paying for the damages and everything. And I think he's got some more. He got some more issues coming his way too. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
But you know what is supposed to be coming up tomorrow, Lawrence? This.
Yes.
That's coming up tomorrow. So I've been checking out some things here and there, and we know that this is supposed to be a big DJI launch. It's supposed to be an enterprise launch tomorrow, and I'm quite sure that we all know that it is the what was it called? The what is it? The Dock 3. And the Dock 3 is supposed to be for the Matrice 4D and the 4TD drone. And I saw this on Twitter, and I was wondering where your man confirmed he had confirmed this with the 4D and from the DJI M4TD.
Yes.
And this thing here, and a lot of people I think was going back and forth thinking about, there was supposed to be Mavic 3 thermal, but I think that was confirmed that was separated already from, the Mavic series to having the Matrice being the enterprise series of the drone and leaving the Mavic series for video and photography. So there was also something that was posted that was out there from Igor, a post that was put out there, and it had to do with the same thing as far as the that Dock 3. So I know that we are probably going to see, no, not that, the Dock 3.
Oh,
I'm quite sure that we're going to see the Dock 3. That's for the Matrice series.
This here.
Yes, that one right there.
Yeah, I had.
So that's probably what we're going to see. That's the Dock series that's supposed to be for the what do you call it? What was it? The Matrice, the thermal, and the regular, the Matrice 4.
Yeah, this is a little
And
harsh on the landing, but I guess it's durable enough. It's got to
really,
land in there somehow, right?
I don't know. I guess so, but it's not me. But that's one of the that's the same as the what you're supposed to see, like with the it's going to be the same as the what they have for the 30, the M30, and the what was the other one? They had
The M30, the M30T.
Yeah. They had the other one that has the fixed wing. What was that one?
Oh,
the 3D.
That's the 3D Matrice 4 3D. Yeah,
the 3D. Yeah. So that, I guess these foldable is gonna replace. I don't know. Whatever. It's nice. It's cool. Let's knock it out.
Jody was saying that they're making it where you don't even want to go fly your drone. No, Jody, they're just making it so that at least we found here in New York, they're making it so that if you are flying your drone, you better be legit. You better have your papers. You better have your registration, because they're not playing.
Gotta have your papers.
Now, as far as you guys flying as a recreationalist, have that drone registered. I don't care if it's under 250 grams, registered anyway. So you got a card to show them. Have something. Wouldn't you agree, Herman?
Yes, I would. But here's what I will tell you, Lawrence. Hold that thought. We'll be right back with a break for our sponsor.
For a live stream that talks about everything in the drone world. Tune in every Wednesday night to Wednesday Night with Those Guys.
Yeah. So you should have at least your trust test certificate and all your what do you call it? Your numbers on your drone for if you. I know you guys don't like to hear this, but remember of one of these rotor clubs and stuff like that. If you're a member of the, I know guys don't like it, but they always think that they don't want drone pilots. But where the hell is it? I can show you. Is it on both of these? Yeah, it's on both. Both numbers is on here.
Right.
Because it has to have registration numbers, right?
Yes.
So AMA, so I can fly AMA field, and registration number. You know what I'm saying? Got to have those numbers on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And everyone says, well, if I don't put them on mine, the odds of them catching me, it's not the odds of them catching you. A gentleman and I were flying recreationally, and we've got Lance permission to fly recreationally, and we still got checked out by the parks department. They still came and checked us out from a distance. So we were flying. We weren't buzzing their people, huh? And they saw we actually, huh?
You got punked by the parks department?
Oh, no, because what happened was I was just finishing flying FPV, and a gentleman, Vance, I tell you, I go flying with in Rockaway sometime. He had his Mini 4, and we were just flying. I was zipping around over the sand. He was just staying close, practicing, because he's like a year deep in flying and stuff. They just checked us out, and then they left. Now, could they have told us to leave where we were, because we were on the boardwalk? and everyone knows you're not supposed to fly drones on the beach. Well, during what the rule is in the state of New York, from Memorial Day to Labor Day is summer season. You are not allowed to fly drones. You're not supposed to. Do people do it? Do people fly from the sand? Okay, that's something else to be spoken. But the actual rule is from that time, Memorial Day until Labor Day weekend, you're not supposed to fly on the beach. This was during the off season, and most parks department, if the beach is empty, they look at you. All right, no one's around. They don't mind so much.
And you know what's funny about that? That is the same thing that the state park will say to you in writing if you write them for permission to get a permit to fly in the state park.
Get out of here.
That is exactly what they'll tell you. Yep. Unless it's for some kind of unless it's to shoot some type of a commercial event that they want to promote the parks department, and they have to they refer you to a higher level.
Well, I must admit, James Droning says our laws have been in place since 2019, and I must say that I have not heard of any air incidents in Canada so far.
Probably won't, except for when they hit the police helicopter twice, right?
Oh yeah. Well, that the world heard about that.
The police ran into their own drone
themselves. That I can't explain. The Keystone Cop, I don't know, man.
We're gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah. I agree. Hey, Matt Bagwell, I'm sorry. I didn't see you come in. Welcome.
What's up, man? But you know what, Lawrence? I wanted to tell you.
Yeah.
See, that damn hold on a second. I need to. Yeah, there we go. The Mavic 4 Pro, it came out already, right?
No.
Oh, because we keep talking about this thing like it's been out already, and it's been a few months now we've been talking about this thing, and it just
soon come.
That's what it is.
It's soon come.
So it didn't even leave the factory yet. Hold on a second.
No, I'm pretty sure it left the factory. I think guys are reviewing it now.
Well, hold on a second. So it didn't even. So what you saying is that when you say when it soon come, it didn't even leave the factory yet. Or
it left the factory. It soon come to launch. They got to stock the stores.
Because I know what soon come means.
Right. If those of you who don't know what soon come means, I'm going to school you on it. If you have a friend from anywhere south of Florida, any of the islands south of Florida, every now and then they tell you they're coming and they say a soon come. Well, you know what soon come mean? Soon come could be an hour. Soon come could be a day. Soon come could be 5 minutes. But if someone says soon come, you might as well go smoke a cigarette, have a drink. You can even go home and come back, and they still soon come. But so if you hear someone say soon come, okay, now you know what it means. All right.
It ain't ready yet. No, but no, seriously. No. I'm just saying. And
look at this thing, man. Look at this bird. No, it's a piece of work.
But hold on a minute.
Yeah.
I keep telling you to wait. I didn't.
Go ahead.
I keep hearing a lot of talk about this drone, and I'm like, and why everybody should buy it. And I'm like, listen, I don't tell nobody how to have fun. And if it's the drone that you need to buy, then buy it. But I mean, listen, I just see I seen this come up on Twitter, right? And
Yes.
I'm like, okay, so what does this mean?
Well, this is the guy everyone's already knows, and everyone is looking forward to. That's that Mavic 4. Not only does the camera system look bigger than
Yeah.
but you're looking at that. What is that drone next to it? Is that the Air 3 next to it? Because it looks like it has that LiDAR section in
Probably.
front of it. Okay.
Probably
Okay.
yes. That's probably the Air 3S, but what on the 20 jet, and I just think that these guys just keep posting more and more and more and more and more of this stuff, and that was the thing that we were sharing.
This right here. Yes.
These guys keep pushing, and I think that they're rushing this drone now to try to get it out.
Yeah, but this
I
is
really
questionable right here. I'm looking at the left arm, the front left arm.
Yeah.
And there's some talk of
in the post?
Huh? Well, he says new exclusive image reveals some kind of measurement system integrated in the arm under the propeller.
Mm-hmm.
Is this enough to be LiDAR we saw like on the Air 3S, or is it a plain old infrared system? Well, they've already proven with the Phantoms. They've already proven the infrared system is flawed. It has its issues. I would seem to think that this would be some type of a forward-searching LiDAR as well. We have already seen it on the Air 3S. It's something for measuring distance.
It could be.
I mean, what do you guys think in the chat?
Could be.
If they were to add something new, why come up with an Air 3S with LiDAR and not the Mavic 4? That's my logic behind it. But we never know what the hell DJI
think that, I know that, I just, with this drone and DJI, everybody's worried about, because we're hearing stories about people's stuff being held up at customs, not being able to get their drones for weeks.
I wanted to talk about
some
that.
people are getting their money back and stuff like that. And it's just weird that it's happening to some people, but it's not happening to others. What was your thoughts on it? Because I just don't. I don't know. I guess it's just how the logistics goes through the port in which your stuff coming through. I don't know. I guess it's about.
I would agree with you on that. I think it matters on where it's coming into the United States at. Right now, from what I understand, everything that's coming in through the West Coast,
right,
people are having issues with. Now, I know people here on the East Coast that say their parcel has been delayed by as far as a week to a week and a half. Some people have said it's going on a month on the West Coast. So I really believe it has to do where they're rushing everything out. Exactly. But the United States is holding it up at the borders. It's coming in. It's sitting on this. Like if you live here in New York, Carmen, when you go to Rockaway, how many container ships do you see out waiting to come into New York Harbor? You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot.
I mean, not even in Rockaway. You can see them before you get there.
Yeah. That's before they get to New York Harbor. They got to line up like everyone else, like truck drivers have to line up going into a shop.
Right, because the dude from the dock gotta approve to come in, and he's gotta bring them in. It's because we spoke about this. He brings them in, brings them out. That's why when everybody's like, oh, how'd that boat run into the bridge? No, talk to the guy from the dock. That's the guy in charge of that.
Right, he allowed that boat.
It's a whole.
But he allowed that.
Oh no, he's in charge of that.
Right. And
Yeah,
even though they
this
had a
guy that
blackout hours before leaving.
now. But I'm not talking. I
was,
don't want to talk about that incident. I'm just saying, just
yeah,
in general.
right,
In general, they're the ones that move that boat in and out of there,
right.
or ship.
And the way I see it, it could
No.
no one knows when you're receiving whatever you ordered from DJI, and I'm finding out a lot of places are not restocking either. Like
Well,
Best
like I
Buy.
said, everything is getting tough, and I believe it's all about how the logistics are at that specific dock. Because if some people are getting their stuff with no problem, and the others are, it's how smooth things are moving at that specific area.
Right, right. I mean,
And it may not just be your goods. Somebody else in a different forum be complaining about this stuff too.
but what I'm seeing also on Facebook, people are saying DJI is refunding some people money, and some people are telling them they'll give them DJI dollars instead of their money back. And people are upset about
Whoa.
that.
How much
That's crazy.
dollars is that you could? But they're not gonna allow you to apply all them DJI dollars on one drone.
Listen, exactly. I saw it on Facebook. I was trying to look for it while we were discussing it.
Nah,
It was in the NYC 5 Borough group.
nah.
It
Use
was in that group.
PayPal.
And
Use
someone
PayPal.
had said, he
But
just asked the question, is anyone experiencing?
Use PayPal.
Yeah, I agree.
Use PayPal to pay for it.
Yeah, that's about it. At least with PayPal, you could get your money back. Guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. Use PayPal. Yes. But no, everybody was worried also about them getting banned. What?
No, go ahead. You were skipping a little.
What do you say? But I'm saying everybody's worried about them getting banned and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I don't know if you've checked out, Russ from 51 Drones. Russ.
Yes.
His video.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Supposedly he had this conversation with this AI platform.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked a few questions. And he had this conversation with it. And he kind of briefly went through some of the things that he spoke about, because he didn't have it in for word to hold the whole conversation word for word. But he went through some of the things he was talking about. And one of the things that stuck out was this dude, Joel Bartlett, Skydio's director of federal policy.
Yeah.
And how he was Elaine Sonic's national security advisor before she had come up with the countering CCP drone act. So that I thought that was kind of interesting. But we had spoke about those things and previously we had talked before, and it was funny because I had forgot that, and he rehashed that, and it's like, wow, when you look at Skydio and how they've lobbied against, even with the president having to Skydio speaking in front of Congress and lying about DJI products, the lobbying continues, and that's why I guess a lot of people really seriously are nervous about the ban. Plus, with all of the compounding. And when we had Vic here, we spoke a lot, and I asked him a lot about this section 1709, and that bothered me a lot because I understand how we function,
Right.
And with that section 1709, and like I said, he brought it up again, and I had mentioned this before. Like I said, we had Vic on the show, and I mentioned this before, and it's like that's like a stay of execution, because if there's no audits done, then they get added to the list anyway.
Right.
You know, but and I told you when we were speaking that DJI's best interest is to force these audits. If they're really clean, force the audits to make this happen so that they can stay off of that list. So that wouldn't happen. But I don't know. There's been audits done by the Department of Defense. There's few ones we all know that was it FTI consultant had done one, and then from what I'm was this Bose, Allen, and Hamilton also did audits, and no one has found anything yet. But you know, according to Paul and his scriptures, that there is evidence that against DJI, and I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard it. I haven't heard the United States or anyone bring this up yet, especially when your advisor is a competitor, a business competitor of the company that you're trying to ban. That's kind of
right.
That
sounds like
kind of
we're softening her up.
How they call it, how the kids say it was. That's nasty work, bro.
It is. It is. They were softening her up from the outside first before they put her in charge of everything, and just told her to get up at the podium and read this. That's all. Read this and look like you're mad.
And now that's in the NDAA, and so now those orders got to be done. So and that's in their best interest to be able to stop a ban. You know,
I'm hoping it goes away.
Yeah, well, yeah, let's see. You know, so I don't know.
I'm seriously hoping it goes away.
Moving right along with your Action 5 Pro, Lawrence. I don't know if you got one, but I got the Action something. Action Jackson. The Action, this is what, the 3. I mean, this is cool. It's still a little nice. It's still a little nice camera. It does what it do. I mean, it's not much of an upgrade difference between this one and the 4, but now they got the 5 Pro out, and you know, it's doing a whole lot of funky stuff. So the Action 5 Pro has this new firmware update that it has super duper duper vibrant video options. Well, listen, this has got to do with color and video and all kind of stuff and resolutions and stuff with your working with your let's see, what's the resolution on this camera? You got 1080p, and you have also 2.7, and it's was it the 4:3 aspect ratio? Because this is working in its what they call this vivid mode. So these things here is this got a whole list of different it goes through the whole thing. Basically all of your 2.7 your 1080p versions, either your picture ratio, your elongated, or your whichever one you love, whichever, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter, whichever one. But in resolutions up to and frame rates up to 60 frames per second. But this is, it's funny because it's only working in the normal color mode. So this seems to be a thing with DJI, the normal color mode. And
they want that to be their standard.
Yeah, I guess.
For people who shoot photo and don't color edit, that would be perfect.
No, but honestly, it's fine. I mean, you can just tweak it a little bit here and there on it, and it's fine. I mean, don't get me wrong. Their normal color mode is fine. I'm just saying that is what the only way that it works in. So, you know, like guys that want to shoot in anything else, that it only works in that. I'm just saying. You know,
Right.
you got what to find faster file transfers on it, on it, and it's got improved underwater video performance. Believe it or not, and as they all say, they fix bugs.
Well, the file transfer thing, I think, is something new that they're adding because I think they want you to get used to transferring files wirelessly now.
Right.
So that's the direction they seem to be heading in with the wireless file transfer.
It's funny. I find that what you're saying could be true because when I was doing some updates and it wasn't work. What is it? I was having some trouble with the Assistant 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the transfer went through Wi-Fi. So
Yeah,
wireless.
they're slowly transitioning us over to transferring the files via Wi-Fi. And if you notice, the devices are getting larger hard drive space also for that particular reason.
Okay.
They're eliminating the SD card.
Oh no! Don't eliminate the SD card.
But only in some of their stuff, they're bigger
Well,
machines
I
need an
mean,
SD card, and
everybody's been crying for like in the drones, and I agree with this for more internal storage. And it's not only just because, let's say you forget your SD card. No, not only for that, but because
you can have it as a backup.
it's just necessary sometimes.
Right. It's as a backup because you can record to both. You can record to the SD card and the internal drive at the same time. Because you can do that in FPV with the 03 units also and the 04 units. I can record in my goggles and I can record.
I'm not sure if you can do that with the drone.
No,
I've never tried it. Because it asks you in this
which
setting.
one, right? Which one you want to save to? Well,
sure.
we will have to look into that.
Yeah, but the Osmo Action is a nice little camera. I mean, if that's your thing, Action Cam, the Action 5 Pro. That's the latest from DJI, right?
Yes.
You were the Action Cam guy at one point. I mean, you was buying Action Cams. Matter of fact, you actually loaned me an Action Cam. I think I still have it here.
Yeah, GoPro. You still have that thing?
Yeah. What was I supposed to do with it?
Send it to the museum.
That thing worked fine for a while.
What you don't have, a 20 megabyte hard drive laying around somewhere from the old days. I got a 20 megabyte and a 40. Wow. Yeah, that's going back, dude. I don't even know. Maybe we're comparing SD cards to hard drives. I remember we needed hard drives like that back then.
Hard drives.
Yeah.
Hard
You
drive.
didn't have an SD card.
No.
You did not have an SD card.
Yeah, but you always need hard drive space.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Quite a few 5 1/4-inch floppies. Wow. See, he's going back.
No. I got rid of a computer that actually took those discs.
Really?
Yeah, I got rid of it. I just put it outside. Have at it.
Okay. It is sponsor time.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it? I don't know what the hell is going on with this place. Jonah there. For those of you who are Part 107 and looking to scale your operation, and you just want to get out and do all the work and leave all of the office work to somebody else, well, Jonah there may be for you. This is where you can book all your appointments, where your clients can come and find you. Find out what type of work that you do, what you specialize in, place to build a website, show off your work, tools to make you a more knowledgeable pilot. If this is what you're interested in, then DroneID is for you. Check it out. The link in the description. Hey, I'm back.
Okay.
You there, Ryan? What's going on?
Yes, I'm here.
So, yeah, what were we talking about?
We were talking about the Osmo.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Osmo
Which one?
Pro 5.
The Pro 5.
The,
Yeah, that's it.
the action camera.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. The action
5
camera.
Pro.
Yeah, jump on it. I mean, if you did the update, then do the updates. I mean, it's a good camera. Do the updates. But the one that what I wanted to talk about to you that's coming up, that it has come up, and I saw this article and I seen that the Pocket 3, it's gotten better with some new features.
Okay.
The new firmware for that one also for the Osmo Pocket, which happens to be version 1.06.08.04. So this one here transforms your medium telephoto lens from 20 millimeters to 40 millimeters. It has what they call a lossless zoom. Believe it or not, your 2x digital zoom, which was everybody was complaining about. It uses, for this is doing now. It seems like it's what it's doing is it's using the crop. The cropping is being done with the sensor, and not with the video, and as how it was being normally done. So with this now, you're getting a cleaner crop on it, and some of the if you can check it out yourself, if you look at some of the video that's out on it, that guys are showing you that some of the it's even more. I could explain it. It's much more cleaner. The video zoom when you're zooming in, and then the 2x digital zoom before. Now at the 40 millimeters, you're seeing with this lossless zoom, as they call it, you're seeing a more crisp, detailed photo. So if you did the update, if you did the update, you will be able to see the difference in it. Now, also one of the things that it's working on is the focus breathing, and that was one of the things that we experienced earlier. And I can easily say that we did that to say that to show you the demonstration of what we're talking about with focus breathing. But no, that is something that my camera was having an issue with, which was what we were all talking about, which is the focus breathing, when things go in and out in front of the camera, and it sometimes has a problem with catching on and going back to what's the main focus in the photo. That would happen when you focus in and out from like something that's close by and focus to the further object that's in the foreground and come back to it. That happens to have something happen sometimes with cameras. And I guess with this focus breathing option that they have with the cameras, there's a few upsides and downsides to everything. One of the downsides to this hearing is that it does not work in the D-Log, M, and the HLG. So series is only, like, once again, going back to the normal profiles. It's nice. It seems like there's also a slight crop from what I'm understanding and hearing in the in this camera as well. When you go into the focus, that whole focus, that whole focus breathing, that's breathing caption composition. So I don't know. It's a feature that is, I guess, that when they talk about the bugs that these things clear up, This was one of the bugs that they were clearing up that they found in the camera, that it happens to do this in the focusing. So they did this to give you a better focus on the camera. And hey, listen, it's nice.
Okay.
I believe it's a nice feature. Now, if it's something for you,
They make good action cameras. They have been for years.
I mean, this is for the Pocket, Pocket 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I was still stuck on the Action 5. The Pocket 3. You know what's funny? I want one, but think about it. I barely use this now. Since Jim's droning is giving me the 360 X3.
Because it's so damn tiny.
Right. The screen is tiny, but I do use it on occasion. Or I let my friend use it.
If the screen was bigger, if the camera was a little bit more robust, like I'd like to see where this thing is on the next version of this camera, from the 4.
Yeah. It might
get better.
That's what I'm thinking. It could only get better.
You know. So we're talking about a lot of tracking tonight, right? Active tracking and video tracking and stuff like that. Everything's about tracking tonight. We tracking and action. We got action and we tracking tonight, right? So what we talking about here? Last week we mentioned, and it was supposedly a launch in between this stream and last stream. So we got the RS4 Mini, right? So we always talk about the active track on that. I'm loving the active track on it. No longer do you need the Raven Eye. Now, I don't know if you guys know what I mean about the Raven Eye. The Raven Eye sits on the bottom of the Ronin here. And the Raven Eye was when we got all of the motors unlocked on it, everything is balanced, was to help this thing follow and track whatever subject it's focused on. And it worked great. I mean, especially after I found out that the damn thing worked without the Raven Eye.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, after purchasing the Raven Eye. But that's neither here nor there. This thing now, what I like about the tracking module is that sits on this thing here is that it replaces having to have all of the cables plugged in. Because if you remember before, when this thing is, well, you'll still probably need the cables if you're going to have a separate monitoring screen. But it eliminates the cables and the having to have the Raven Eye and having those 2 antennas sticking out to make sure you have a connection, so as that this thing can actually track. So this thing does all of the tracking in every direction on the gimbal, especially now with the gimbal having these auto unlocks on it now. Whereas this one has the locks on it. But, you know, what I like about it is this intelligent tracking module. It works with the RS4 and the RS4 Pro, and they have an adapter that goes on the arm of the Ronin, so you can just clip that on the top, poop, poop, pop. It's on, and that thing will do all the tracking. It replaces the Raven Eye. It's beautiful how this thing. I've seen it working without. Listen, I wish that could work on all of their Ronins, but you'd have to get the more up-to-date ones for it to work on. And I mean, the gesture settings can be edited as well on it to compromise, you know, to work for different gestures for, you know, in the settings. You know, what I say about gestures, how the hand movements and stuff like that.
Well, see, that's what I like about it. It can actually recognize hand gestures. And I can almost guarantee, you see how this one clips into this Ronin system here, right there? I can almost guarantee the next Ronin system will have that installed somewhere.
Because more than likely, but like I said, the 4 the 4, because we showed it when we had the pictures from last week. It showed the adapter. It has an adapter for the RS4 and the Pro,
right?
Which were out before this Mini came out. You understand? So for everybody that talks about backdating, they backdated something. You understand?
Well, yes, definitely.
Yeah. So that keeps that Ronin working for a minute now, and now you can eliminate the Raven eye. You know, and I don't have anything wrong with it, but it was just. I think. Is it more weight? I mean, is it more weight? I don't know. It's just right. It's the setup. It's the setup. This is a lot easier and a lot cleaner to use. It's just one touch on everything. It's just and it's one light connection. You know, you have the connection. It's just so much easier than the Raven.
Drone Days says he's waiting for the Mini 5. I told him we'll start seeing leaks by the end of the summer. I'm expecting midsummer, end of summer.
Is
because
that right?
Once get through,
all the leaks that's been out have been fakes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a few of the leaks that were out were fakes, but we'll get it. We will start seeing stuff. When you see it on Twitter, start seeing it on Twitter through the regulars that show leaks, and we'll know something's coming.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I just like this thing here, you know. And remember I was telling you about I like the gimbals and stuff like that. This made me want to get a new gimbal, but no. Okay. I actually do need another one because this one has reached its limit on what lenses it can actually balance.
Right.
So maybe I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see.
Okay.
You know what I wanted to ask you about, Lawrence? Talk to me about what's happening with NewBeeDrones and this thing that they have going on in the world of FPV.
Okay, in the world of FPV, NewBeeDrones came out with something. We have to comply with our FPV drones, whether we want to or not. Anything that's over 250 grams. NewBeeDrone has come up with a device called the BID M10Q. It's a GPS module with RemoteID. Now, when I say GPS module, our GPS modules have shrunken down to the size of a nickel. I've seen them as big as a quarter. They're slowly getting smaller and smaller, but NewBeeDrone has one, this BID, that's supposedly the same size as a penny. Joshua Bardwell had put out a video on it. He seemed to get his hands on one because, you know, he does a lot of gets sponsored and does a lot of promoting of FPV stuff. But this NewBeeDrone BID M10Q is going to be where it is if you fly FPV and you want to be legal. Also, if you are Part 107 and let's put it this way, if you're Part 107 and you use FPV drones over 250 grams, I suggest you get one of these chips. There is an alternate for you to look at, but right now it's going for $39 and it's on pre-order. I actually did pre-order one.
It's on pre-order, you said?
It's on pre-order. I'm pulling it up now. This is what it looks like. If you put it next to a penny, it's supposed to be the size of a penny. Okay, it fits in within the parameters of a penny. As you see, you will have to solder. You have soldering pads right here. There is a plug if you want to go that route. There are ways you can do it, but it's starting at $39.99, $40. Now, this could be costly if you have multiple FPV drones. Okay, but I do have a solution. I do have a solution for that. This module takes GPS, regular GPS, GLONASS, and Galileo. It's a ceramic antenna. Dynamics is supposed to go up to 50,000 meters. Now, how that translates into our type of measurement, I could not tell you, but they claim you should be able to see this chip as well as you see a camera drone and its remote ID. Joshua Bardwell has a link on his page. Like I said, this is $39.99. I have one on order. As you see, it's pre-order. That's the only way you can get your hands on one. I guess they want to see how many to produce or whatever. But in the event that this can be, now I said there's a way you could have remote ID and not have to, how would you say, buy one of these for each FPV bird. It's $40. If you have 7 birds, Herman, times $40, that can be quite costly. That's costly.
Yeah,
so
that's costly.
I have an alternative here. I'm pulling the page up now. There's an alternative. This is a little bigger, but Amazon has this Ruco. It's the Ruco R111F FAA compliant remote ID. They're selling this for $29. Now, not only is this cheaper, uses a USB plug to charge it. Not only is it cheaper, but for those drones, those of you who have drones who don't have remote ID, you might want to put this on. Now, why I'm saying this may be more cost effective, if you have 12 drones, you can take this one module, Herman, okay, and you can put it on another drone. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas where the B ID, once you solder it in, it's confined and restricted to that one drone. You can actually take this module off of one drone and put it onto another one. Just that simple.
And then do the whole remote ID thing over again for that drone.
No.
Yes.
You would as a Part 107, yes. As a recreationalist, you could get away with switching it to other drones. What I suggested, no, but now they have a model here that's the better model, which is the R111S. Now, this 111S has a feature. It has a beeper on it.
Look out, in case it go down.
It has sound on it, right? So if your bird goes down, it will beep for 3 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It has a 3-hour lifespan. So as an alternative to the BID MQ, this would be a little more cost effective. Honestly.
I would do the other one, guys.
But going back to you can still see this one, right? The Okay, this one here is the way I'm going. I have one on pre-order. Who knows when it'll get here? I'm hoping before the summer's out, because being that we use FPV birds, one or two of my birds for work, I want it to be legit.
It says it's coming on the 28th, right? I would do the one you solder in, but you know, man.
Yeah. So let's wait and see what happens with this BID. Oh, okay. So Jim's drone and convert. Okay, so you can see this thing for 31 miles. Damn. 50,000 meters is 31.5 miles. Hey, RJ and Ariel, I'm sorry, I was in another page. Now, see, the Ruco would work for you, Eldon, because you can transfer it from drone to drone. But for those of you who are in FPV, this BID MQ, M10Q might be the way to go. And as far as you're concerned, it's heavy. No, the damn thing weighs, hold on, I'll tell you. The damn thing weighs 5.2 grams. 5.2 grams. It's actually even lighter than a penny.
5.2 grams. That puts me over the. Oh no, my God! I gotta register it now.
Yeah, right. But you have those options. I'm just saying, if you are Part 107 and you're using FPV drones out there, you know how they build those the sin lifters, Herman, to chase cars at 60 miles an hour and stuff like that, you better have a remote ID chip in that sucker. And if you don't, you might want to consider putting one in.
Well,
At that
point, if I'm chasing cars, I could do the good one with the hardwire solder and get it over with, and we all legit.
Hey, Ronnie.
About it.
Exactly.
With a tie somewhere to some part of the body, and call it a day.
Yeah, that'll work.
Nah,
that'll definitely work.
Yeah, that works for me.
Just figured I would throw something in. So at least I'm going to try and have some more FPV stuff. I really want to see what's happening with this BID, this BID remote ID / GPS system.
You mentioned to me something the other day about you heard about some flopping around about the damn V-copter. Yeah. And then I heard something about they're supposed to be coming out with a new one.
Yep.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad to see. I'm glad to see that they were able to actually move the V-copter after all that time it took for it to come out and then get the drone to other people. I think that's what was the problem with all of the other companies with putting out product was the supply. But the V-copter seems to be able to survive the test of time, and they're still headed with another drone coming out. But, I don't know. I didn't get the first one. I thought it was an interesting thing, the V-copter.
Right.
If this is not a Mini or a V-copter 2, or if it's a V-copter 2, I might take a look at it, because the V-copter, I can only assume that it would get better.
Hey, what's up, Harley?
I know everybody's looking at the mini drones now and everything. We're trying to stay under the state.
The 250 grams, right?
Right, so that way it can actually be, there's no hassle or hazards to fly. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, listen, I'd like to let you know that there's a larger community of tiny whoop pilots than there are full size FPV. Yeah.
Okay. They whooping.
Because you figure to build your average 5-inch FPV bird, you're going to spend about $400 to $600, depending on what you put in it. Okay.
$600 is like the works.
For $400 to $600 in the world of tiny whoops,
cheese.
You're actually skipping out.
No, I'm saying, like you said, the $600 is like the works, right?
Yes. So you see what Draymond
put? It's like getting all of the works, like all onions and the cheese and extras on there, like the.
Yep, all of that stuff, even pickles.
What happened?
The V-copter sold under that pre-order deal. Pay me now, and then we build it later. You get it.
Yeah. So they take my money and build yours, and then they take the next guy's money and build it. It's a Ponzi, like the Ponzi scheme.
I hope they don't do it with the second one. The second one's called the Falcon, I believe.
Well, they got money already.
Supposed to have better specs.
They got some money on that deal. I mean, I'd like to see something else. You know what I mean? From anybody. I don't care, and I'm glad to see that they're still around.
Yes, I am too. I just hope that they can afford to fill stores with them now. If they come out with a second V-copter, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, however that saying goes.
No, hold on. And I know he's around somewhere lurking, taking notes, but Johnny got one of those V-copters.
It's a V-copter, right?
And I'm telling you, it's like, no, seriously, I'm telling you, the V-copter really good drone. I mean, it's a really badass drone. Johnny will tell you. Ask him. He'll tell you.
It is. I just haven't seen footage from it, flight footage from it. I've seen it fly. I have seen it in person. It's an interesting bird.
And you probably won't.
I just can't put my trust. I'm a quad flyer. I can't put my trust in two motors.
And you probably won't.
That's like going from a car to a motorcycle.
You know, it's funny you said that. It's funny that you said that. I had wanted to get a motorcycle license, right? And the longer I drove, the more I didn't want to.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Why is that?
Hey, what's up, Flint? Because I saw how they operate on the road, and
okay,
they put their life in the mercy of other motorists, and I see how other motorists operate on the road when it comes to motorcycles, and I don't want to be part of that shit.
Okay. Well, I rode a motorcycle many years ago, over 20, and I never got back on one after the guy hit me head on with a van. So after that, he hit me head on with the van. Yes.
I'm not laughing at you, but it kind of like, see?
Hey, you live and you learn. It's funny because the guy didn't have insurance. He didn't have a license. And pretty much the police told me without those things, at worst, you could tie him up in court, maybe try and sue his boss who he was driving for. And I didn't get a whole lot out of that deal, but hey, Sky Control. I
got a question.
Yeah.
Did you go over the top of the car?
The top of the van, yes. Yes. He hit me head on. My motorcycle stuck in his radiator.
Uh-huh.
And I hit the windshield, saw the sky 2 times, and I remember bouncing once behind the van or up to the side of the van.
Okay, that's similar to when the lady hit me. Yeah, I got
you. But it was interesting because the guy was trying to shake the motorcycle loose so he could pull off, but it had busted the radiator, so the radiator was leaking. He could only got but so far. Yeah, he was trying to shake it loose.
Okay. I wanted to mention.
we got 1 minute till sponsor time.
Okay. Well, let's go do the sponsor real quick and come back. For 10% off on all Nano products, use the coupon code PhantomFlight10. If you're looking to protect all your precious items from your drones, gimbals, cameras, watches, jewelry, and all other sorts of items, check out Nano. There's a link in the description. They'll even do custom cases. Check it out. Feel free. There's a link in the description. Uh-oh. My bad.
Okay.
You see what I told you about the damn big ass cursor? It hits all kind of buttons. I gotta make it smaller.
I made mine bigger just for that reason, so I could see better.
No, I gotta make it smaller. It's too big. It hits everything at the same time. We're gonna do a countdown for what? But anyway, going back to what I was saying. Yeah. I don't know. Uh-oh. Look out.
Oh, you hear the siren? Yeah, there's always a siren going off around here.
They're crazy out there.
Oh,
I don't know, Lance. If that's for you.
No, it ain't coming from me, shit.
no, I'm talking about your modules for
Oh,
your
that.
FPV drones. That,
Well,
you know,
see,
if you need them, then if you need them, get them. You know what I mean?
yes,
Those
yes,
are,
yes,
and those
definitely.
two look pretty good. Yeah.
They're cheap
But what I
compared to
wanted
what
to
they
talk
were.
about was that every other.
Go
Mhm.
ahead.
No, say what you were gonna say,
No, go ahead. I
because I
was.
was moving on to another.
Yeah, go ahead. That's why I said go on.
Okay. No, because we talk about a lot of things here on the show, and one of the things that we were talking about getting back to is some of these type of stories is that, and we always talk about there's no American drones being made, and we always talk about this. We said this before. That is because our STEM programs have been stifled here in the United States, and there's nothing going on in the schools to and a point to where is that it will spark this in some of the interest in some of these children to the next young man or woman that's going into college could be that person that develops the next drone that you might fly somewhere, or even your grandkids might fly. So the only way to do that is through education and educating the kids. So ID tech camps, we're what is it? Summer fun meets serious skills, and teens or kids and teens learn from the best. Now, there's camps and academies throughout the United States, and there may be a camp near you. I mean, if you, I'm quite sure that Lawrence has a link and he can throw in to it
Yep.
or in the chat for you to go and check this out. I believe there's also a coupon that you guys can get from them. I think it might be $150 off on the camp. I'm not sure if that is, but they have an exclusive curriculum and in demand topics. They have small classes that they do in their camps, and they have balanced schedules with experts in the industry, and and they have mentoring for the kids, and the program, I like this, and they have a 17-year-old young man who went through this program. What's his name? Ivy. What's his name? Schiffman. Okay, and who developed a covert was it a COVID coronavirus here tracking sites. I don't know, where
Really?
they've had over 7 million people who have visited his sites. So this camp has produced some people doing some things. Some of the classes that I like with this camp, they have
That's
go
what
from
I'm looking at now.
and it's crazy. Oh, I didn't even know you were sharing, but it's
Yes.
crazy. Some of the stuff that they have from from coding 101 to robotics. Was it a robotics camp? They have robotics and developing,
Mm-hmm.
animation in art with Adobe, and the list goes on and on and on. And you can sign up these kids from I think it's from was it grade school
7 to 17. 7 to
and middle
17.
school, and yeah, 7 to 17. So this goes straight through grade school to high school. From different programs, different classes you can sign them up for in the camp. They have day camp, and they have a sleepover camp, which you can sign up for X amount of weeks.
These are all the
You can send
locations.
them away for the whole summer.
Yep.
Yeah, this goes from May 26th through August 15th, 2025. I'm telling you that this is this is where the future is, and sending your kids and stuff like this.
Instead of sending them away to camp to
this
eat
is where the
bad hamburgers, send them to IT Tech. I'll go through the list real
where they
quick.
can learn something and eat the same bad hamburgers.
The locations in Arizona, California, Northern, California, Southern, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, Washington, and Washington, D.C. I will post the link in the chat.
Now, if you click on those places, those states that Lawrence mentioned, you will see it will break down into the locations in your area. Because on the New York, it shows us there's places here in New York City that this camp is actually taking place. So, I mean, this is it. I mean, I can't say anything else more about this camp other than this is one of the best things I've ever found. And, to talk about, especially for kids and the future where we're going, especially with AI and all this stuff now coming, into play. It's best to set them up, to succeed instead of to fail, and I wish there was camps like this one I was going to. We only had camps when you get there, they tell you you like football, basketball, or baseball.
Yeah, right. And can you swim? The sky control, they don't. We unfortunately do so far from what I see only on the mainland that they do have. But I put the link in the chat. Check it out. They have, remember that show BattleBots?
Mm-hmm.
They have a BattleBots course.
I'm glad you brought that up because they actually have partnered with them to actually do this. That's why there's so many BattleBot courses and building and all of those things and programming and coding. It's crazy. You can sign your kid up for as many classes as they can actually do for that camp session, and they can go year after year after year after year till they're actually 17 years old.
Until they're 17, yes.
Or till you can't afford it anymore.
Yeah, one of the two, right? No, we didn't go. I did not go into see how much it costs, but at that link there is $150 you save with the code birthday.
Right, so it's costly.
So you get $150 off, and it's a technical camp. So you think about it: if a parent spends $2,000 to $3,500 to send their kid to camp, it's worth it to send them to a place where they're going to learn something. They're not going to drown. They're going to learn something.
I'm glad you mentioned that because my niece, when she was going to camp, my sister was paying that kind of money to send her to camp.
Yeah. And it's quite pricey.
And I had to go pick her up every day. I had to pick her up every day.
Wow.
So think about that. They get to go. Yeah. So, so check it out. I mean, you never know. I mean, it's and some, I don't know what everyone's into, but certain union programs and stuff like that might help out and they pay for certain things like that. You know what I mean?
Right. And see what Eldon put. Most of the kids now think they're only to be successful in life is entertainers or play sports. Right. There's more to it. They teach everything from coding, from regular PC coding to even how to be a YouTube creator and how that system works. They have a YouTube class. They do. On how you could focus on being a content creator. It's called. I went through the list. There's a lot of stuff, bro.
Chasing Madness.
In the courses right here that I clicked on. Hold on. View all courses. Let's see how many there are. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, there's a lot.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 40, 44, 48. Oh no, algebra 2 and calculus. Get that out of here. And some of these are virtual. No, check this out. Some of these are virtual. You can take the course from home on your PC. Oh, you're algebra. Get out of here. But serious. It is what kids need. It is what kids need. Seriously, especially in New York. most of them are bad actors. You're right, Jim. They think they want to be entertainers and athletes, and they're just getting hurt and can't act. Home economics is one of the best things ever. Yeah. Our home economics, they
home
taught
economics.
us how to cook. They taught us how to cook.
Is that still in school?
Yeah. No, they don't have that in school.
They still have
more.
that in school?
I wish. I remember wood shop. Herman, I remember metal shop.
That means you would have had to dismantle. Hold on a second. My high school, right? They tried to push a lot of kids into college for like hotel and restaurant management. Some kids went to schools to be chefs because we had a very good home economics program.
Right.
Miss Washington, if you're out there, Miss Washington, yeah. No, they we had a very good home economics program. We had we had the school chancellor at the time. They had a big event at the school, and the way they did it was the way Miss Washington set it up was each class that depended on the time that you had to be at the class, was your time to take part in the whole process of creating the meal and everything that was done and everybody met back up at the end and all of the kids, you get to eat everything that's left over.
Oh, cool.
And
see, that's what's up.
Home economics was a good class.
Home economics was okay for us. I remember the first time he taught us how to make French toast. Well, we had French toast every day for a week.
The whole point of it is figuring out how to do these things at a price that is cost effective for you and your family. I see from looking at YouTube that camera seems to have some issues again. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either. Yeah, see, like Angie said, they had pottery class. We had that too, Angie. The first thing you made was an ugly ashtray. You remember you made the ashtrays?
That's
because but Herman, at that time, somebody somewhere in your family smoked cigarettes in the house.
Right, but what I'm saying to you is that you really, at that point, don't know how to actually do pottery.
Right.
You're doing the basic. You're not even doing 101. Because once you get with the wheel and start, because I had to do this in school, I was an art major. When you get with the wheel and start having to form that clay into something is a different thing than you taking clay and making rings and trying to mold it all together.
Right.
It's a lot different than that.
Right. That is true.
But, what I wanted to talk to you about is that one of these things we're talking about those stories that we were talking about, not only just like the feel good things. There's also things that are used in areas where disasters and stuff have taken place. So there's drone technology is supposedly aiding in Hurricane Helene recovery in North Kakalaki or North Carolina, as some might say. Was it Shamrock Plus has they got a team that they have sent to FAA certified drone pilots to the western North Carolina To assist the JBW federal and the and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers uh, in Hurricane Helene recovery efforts. Well, they're going to be doing stuff like surveying debris in streams and in other waterways, and like I said, efforts to for the storm that hit last September. Um, there's supposedly an estimated amount from what they see of 50 million cubic yards of debris that is in waterways and other areas that need to be recycled or transported to landfills. And then some of this is what they've already calculated, I guess, by with the drones, because they've gone into doing high resolution photography and as
Right.
well as LiDAR mapping, yeah, and 3D modeling for as far as the effort. So they've probably calculated from doing the mapping how much debris is actually needing to be removed and to landfills, and they could probably some of it could be recycled.
Yeah, yeah, that's the whole advantage to actually bringing drones in. Before, you would have to ask someone about how many cubic yards was that brought in. Now you can use a drone to measure it. Um, as far as the mapping, that is a major part of why they brought all of this tech in, because they can see the damage, the physical damage, like you said, debris that was washed downriver and maybe have built up under a bridge somewhere. All of this stuff you don't have to send a man down there to go and check out. Have a guy with a drone map the area and you can look at everything in detail. It's a great idea. They've been doing it for a while. It's
I'm
just you
curious to
need, huh?
know. No, go ahead. What you say?
You were
Yeah.
starting to skip. Um, ca- ca- Catastrophic rainfall, powerful winds, tornadoes, all of that stuff needs to be
Mm-hmm.
looked at. And often the roads and stuff are wiped out. So, what's the easiest way to get there? Than by a drone. They said it's estimated that 50 million cubic yards of debris needed to be recycled or transported to landfills, which means before they even send it to landfills, they got to go through it for the metals and and basically recycle what they can and what they can't.
Yeah,
I've
it's got
never
to be
seen,
certain. It's got to skim.
right. I've never seen 50 million cubic yards of debris, but after being in Sandy and seeing the damage, walking from my home to my mother's house that day, um, you did get to see a lot of damage. So
Well,
it's a great idea. And kudos to Shamrock Plus and what they're doing to help catastrophes going on around the world. It should be a regular thing, you would think, but unfortunately, due to tariffs and cuts, and we know about cuts.
mhm.
Okay.
How they cut?
Um,
Oh yeah,
okay,
cutting out a
RJ.
lot of cutting.
Yeah, there is a lot of cutting, so be grateful for what you have. You may lose it.
Oh, you know what's crazy when it comes to saving a life? Does the country of origin really matter when it sees when it comes to
No,
putting the drone up? So
right. Yeah, I agree.
there
It,
were a
it
lot of
shouldn't
cuts and
matter when
cuts and cuts and
it shouldn't matter when it comes to lives, but unfortunately, we know different.
yeah, I know what you know. It is what it is. It
What's up,
is.
Eddie Munoz? How are
What's
you?
going on, man? I see you. I see you. Yo, let me tell you something. Eddie Nunez is like that. You know how they call it? that guy. You know what I mean? He's like, you know, I'm looking at him on Facebook and I'm like, the dude is on electric bikes in the Dominican Republic. He's flying drones in the Dominican Republic. It's like, dude, give James Brown, you know, give James Bond a break, bro.
You say Gadget Man?
No, he making James Bond look like a punk.
He says he loves the
Dude is
DR, Dominican Republic. Okay, all right. I wish I had some place to go back to every now and then.
Nah, Eddie, I see you out there though.
Now, see your camera cleared up completely. I don't know what it is.
It's I don't know. It's the internet. I see what's happening. I see the thing moving and doing. I gotta talk to them. I gotta get Eddie, help me out with a guy. I need a guy. Internet is sloppy over here. But anyway, moving along, Lawrence. You know the CIA drones have been put to work as drone. This is crazy. As what does he call it? As drone sniffing dogs or whatever they call it. But anyhow, the CIA has been flying unarmed MQ-9 Reaper drones over Mexico in locations to what do they call it, to locate the cartel operations and fentanyl labs. And this has been going on in believe it or not, in what do you call it, in accordance with you know, according to, this is from what I'm understanding, is in accordance to from what's being said from a U.S. official. And and this program, believe it or not, Lawrence, this is not just this administration. This is something that's been going on in multiple administrations, and is being conducted in coordinates with the government. Where as opposed to what U.S. officials have said, that these are not the Pakistani models. That these drones are strictly for surveillance. There is no anti-strike, or there's no targeting and elimination going on with these drones. These drones are just to collect intelligence and find locations of problems, and to turn over the information to the Mexican government and hope that they do the right thing as far as what is concerned in the in stopping the cartels from doing what they're doing. Other than that, that's the only other thing that we can hope for, that the right thing is done and they can monitor these labs. I mean, honestly, another thing that can actually be done is that you can actually run their GPS coordinations to these places on television, and that would stop their operations too.
And Herman has that Dominican Republic and
I don't know.
going on 200 kp. You said about,
you know what, you could be right, Eddie. I don't know what the hell is going on over here.
Either that, Eddie, or someone splicing into a shit while he's live. Something. I'm just saying.
You ain't even right.
You know what's interesting?
Right.
They don't tell you a lot of specs about this Reaper, this MQ-9 Reaper, but the wingspan of 66 feet, and it can stay in the air for 27 hours. The Reaper can detect small-scale fentanyl labs hidden in urban areas and track cartel. Now, the fact that they can tell through infrared and other sensors what's going on in a building should show you what the technology is. that they're
Well,
using.
you know, it's funny you say that because you know these fentanyl labs have, you know, they've moved from like the outskirts
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that to more urban areas to
Right,
be
where there are
more
much
hidden.
larger heat sources and things which can confuse the
Right.
infrared. I see that.
Mhm.
And for every time you come up with a counter drug device, the drug dealers come up with a counter drug. You understand? So
Mhm.
it's all the gear in the back interfering with your signal, Herman. Eddie
It's the
says.
who?
He says it's all the gear in the back interfering with your signal. No, I don't know what it
I
is.
would,
It just
I would
started
like to
happening
believe that,
randomly. It's just started
but
happening randomly.
it's just the weirdness of the weirdness that's going on. I don't know.
Yeah, shit happens, and then watch after the live stream, watch it clear up or something stupid like that. You know, as some of us call those gremlins. You know,
I don't know what it is. It should be. It should have cleared up.
see now it cleared up. Now you're clear. So I don't know what's going on. It was going in and out tonight, and all I know is it's almost that time to get out of here, but not quite.
Is it?
Um,
Oh, we got a
I
few
might
minutes.
suggest you
You,
guys checking out that ID Tech thing though, because you
mhm.
can send your kids to. I'm going to put the link up once again. I had copied Eddie's link. ID Tech.
Mhm. Well, Lawrence disappeared. He did his whole thing and just cleared himself right out of the live stream for some reason. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe he won't. Oh, here he comes.
I'm back. Big dummy. Had too many windows open. Went
You
to click
shared
on.
you shared yourself right out of the live stream.
Yeah. I was trying to get back to the link for the ID Tech. Pass it on. They have them all over New York and other places around. That's the correct tab. Okay, good. I'm getting.
Oh,
They have a crazy long link, so I'm shortening it to .com because if I don't,
you know, I gotta find out what's wrong with this with this StreamYard crap because I'm
copy.
about to get rid of the StreamYard.
Here we go. Here we go. Check it out. Summer camp, tech summer camp for kids. You can do it online. There's a
ID
$150 birthday code. What happened?
ID Tech Camp.
ID Tech Camp. Yes.
ID
Kids,
Tech Camp.
right. They have them
Best thing
in
I've seen going.
yes, I agree. I definitely agree with that. Check it out. Send your kids to a real camp instead of sending them to camp to get beat up. Make them go to camp and learn something. I don't mean that literally.
Instead
Go
of
to
camp
camp
to
and
get
get
beat up. Lawrence ain't got no sense.
Draymond says, I think Herman's using the old Vaseline on the lens look. It's cloudy. The sexy the sexy
Draymond,
look. The sexy look.
Draymond, there's absolutely no reason for Vaseline to be on this lens.
It's the sexy look. What do you say? You
There's
think I'm
absolutely
sexy?
no reason for Vaseline to be on this lens. Now, in the other room, that's a different story.
Ew. I'm just saying. Okay.
You know, so,
Moon Mullen. Eddie,
nah,
side
but
note, been following you for a couple of years. Now, I just want to say that you've mad skills, brother. Keep it going on. Moon Mullen just gave you a shout out, Eddie. Yeah, go ahead, Herman. It's
but you
that
know what?
time.
Know what, Lawrence? I wanted to say, no, seriously, we'll be back. When we're back again, we'll be back with a couple of different things. Definitely we'll be back with the Black Hornet 4 and the
Yeah.
2024 national Aeronautics Association Robert J. Collier Trophy. For those of you who don't know what that is, we'll explain.
Yeah, we need to get out of here. They starting to go in the chat, Herman. What movies were you shooting before
what?
the live stream? What movies were you shooting
With
before
this?
the live stream? With your webcam. He's got action cams for that. You don't need to use a webcam.
You know what, Lawrence? You know you're more dangerous than help. Anything you put. Listen, there's nothing wrong with the camera. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's acting funny.
I know.
For some reason, it's just acting funny. I don't know. I don't know if it's the connection. I don't know if it's. I believe it's the internet because I keep seeing the whole thing buffering and flickering.
Right.
You know, like right now, YouTube is seeing it. I understand what everybody's saying, but I don't know. Listen. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, Lawrence, other than, you know.
Be safe, fly safer.
Okay. And with that,
That's
you
it.
know, and I guess, and we'll see you next time with those guys. Good night, everyone.
And he says restart your router after the stream. That'll probably.
Yeah, that might work. I don't know. I'll see what happens. Good night, everyone.
Later, guys. Diddy behind the camera. Here they go. It's baby oil.
Yo. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Oh.